And of course, I have to ask you, Canelo versus Chavez Jr., how do you see that fight?
It all depends to me on how Chavez makes the weight. If Chavez is within a kilo, say the Monday before the fight, I think it's a great chance. I think that he scares Canelo a couple times in the fight. I think he hurts Canelo a couple times in the fight. I think that he may drop Canelo, but I think Canelo should win the fight only because Canelo's younger, has better hand speed. I don't think he has better punching power, but better hand speed and better movement. He's the fresher guy. Chavez hasn't fought in one time in how long, so he hasn't been active. So I give Canelo the nod.
And I know you are a trainer and not a promoter, and you don't handle the money and the contracts, but I spoke to Canelo just a few days ago, and he, of course, everybody was asking him, when are you going to fight Canelo? I'm sorry, Golovkin. And he said, you know what, I already gave him a contract, and it's up to him. It's on his table. We're just waiting for him. Gennady says, well, I don't know. What do you know? How much truth is there to this? And is there maybe a contract, but it's not good enough, or what's going on?
There's a lot of different ways to turn down a fight. There's a lot of different ways to say I don't want the fight without saying I don't want the fight. Make an offer that's unreasonable, that's one of the ways. Demanding a different weight, that's another way. Demanding that he don't fight for 2, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 10 months, that's another way. There's a lot of ways to turn down a fight, and that's exactly what they're doing. They understand and they know, and Oscar knows, and Eric, who is probably, I've read a couple things on pieces that Eric's put out. He's probably the most level-headed right now, saying the right things and saying the right things that people want to hear for not only the benefit of boxing, but the possibility of making the fight. So there's a lot of ways to turn down a fight, and he is using one of them.
All right. If you said you're a favor for Canelo to win, but if Chavez were to win, is that the fight that Team Golovkin would look for to fight Chavez at that point?
About 3 years ago, when Chavez was still with Bob Arum, there was talk of that fight happening at the Forum, like in a July date or something like that. Of course, the winner of the Chavez-Canelo fight represents the elite in Mexico. That's a great Mexican fight. But it also represents an elite fighter in the world. So if he does happen to beat Canelo and it's decisively, of course, that's the next guy that's in line for us and for him too, because that's what the people are going to demand.
Abel, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you. Good luck.